guys hearing it? Or am I just hearing it after you guys have moved?
Welcome, everyone, to the Football Amigo Show. It's your boy here, Mide. We are excited to be back, amigos. We missed you. We missed you all. How have you all been? It's been a couple of weeks here, but we're back. We're back. I have the three amigos here, of course. First amigos, Ayo, how you doing today?
Pleasure to be here, brother. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I've missed you. I've really missed you. I really have. And of course, Sam missed you as well. Of course, it's just all three of us.
He missed me more, Sam. Don't worry. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's
How are you
okay.
doing, Sam?
Wait,
You don't have to
repeat
say me
that.
there. I know it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I know where I
see, that's not true. I'm genuinely happy to see him. I promise.
Wait until man you start losing, then you go find out that
Not
Mide,
even
if you
what?
throw a
Not
shot.
even not even 3 minutes into the show. It's already a Man U show.
Wait, by the
You
way,
know,
didn't you
you
guys
know,
lose in the preseason, the first game?
oh, they
Jeez.
did. Oh, so,
Yeah, we did against Rosenborg. We did,
It's
and
just
it
one
was a
zero
90 minute.
anyway.
It was a 9 minute goal. Here's the caveat, though, and I have to say this, amigos. Here's the caveat: that team, they're in the middle of their season. Man United, this is their first game of the season. They're in the middle of the season. So for the fact that we even lost 1-0, I mean, it was they played well. They played better than us, and we took kids, except for maybe for starting players like Casemiro and Rashford and Mount and Mamasaka. That was it. Everyone else was pretty much new. So again, it's preseason. We're trying to get fit. We're trying to be conditioned.
did it.
And I see and I see Ayo like kind of about to say something from a banter
I just took a
perspective.
screenshot so we can put posters, like I the missing cat on the wall once the season. Like, where's Mide? Have you seen him?
Oh
He's found.
jeez.
Call the
Oh
amigos.
jeez.
Wow.
Yeah. You
See?
have a search for all
There
the
you go.
amigos to search for me.
All it takes is just to mention Man United, and you're gonna
Oh man, I'm
find
gonna
out that
print it out.
Mide doesn't really.
Oh gosh. Oh, please like, share, and subscribe. Happy to be back here. Yes, Copa America is done. The Euros 2024 is done. What are your thoughts, amigos? Did you enjoy both tournaments? I think the finals from both sides was really amazing. That's what we're here to talk about. First, we will talk about the Euros 2024 final. This was against England and Spain, and it was an interesting game. It was a clear distinction between one team that is coached well and one team that is just not. And amigos, we had a video. Please go back and watch those. I think you enjoy it. But we talked about basically England and some of the symptoms and some of the problems that they're going through. And then, of course, we provided suggestions to Sarah Southgate, and we were hoping he listened. I think he did a little bit, but then again, he changed again in the final. And of course,
little bit.
England lost.
A little
Yeah, a little bit. So let's talk about that. US 2024, Ayo, the final, England and Spain. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, watched it with my family. Over here, my wife's family, and they're all like soccer fan. They're not soccer fans. They're all American football fans. So, they just actually, her mom just came back from England. They were there the last few
Oh.
weeks, and so they were like, so we had this like party with like just me. They were like, oh, you have to come because if you're not there, this is pointless. But but I got there and we all like watched the pre-game show and then watched the game together, and it was good. It was good. Initially, with the Energy England show, there were moments where I felt like we might get an upset, but I think at the end of the day, and I don't think I can really criticize England too much. I just feel like the better team won. If they had played Spain in the round of 16, they would have gone out on the round of 16. If they had played Spain in the quarterfinals, they would have gone out in the quarterfinals. If they had played Spain in the semifinals, they would have gone out in the semifinals. So the fact that they got to the final and lost, I don't think it's so much about a lack of desire or lack of improvement even over the course of a season by the team. I think Spain were just heads and shoulders above everyone. They they had the winning plan, the tactical ability, the technical sorry ability of this squad is unlike what's it called any other bar Germany in this team, and it showed, especially for that final goal. Uh, I don't think any team in the world stops that. Like that was just taken with just uh, uh, a speed of thought and ingenuity that was pretty much lacking for most of the season, not just for England but most other teams too. So it was a great game as a neutral. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. I think Spain played like they knew what their system was. They knew, and it was very interesting. I don't know if you noticed this. Spain doesn't necessarily have any players that are like absolute world class players. Yes, you have the Yamals of the world. You have the Nico Williams. Even from Nico Williams' perspective, I don't even think he's there yet. But they just had players that play to a system.
Mm.
That was the difference. And I felt like England, yes, they have wonderful players, some of them world class level, but they didn't have a system. So it's just like you're just playing and waiting for moments to happen. And moments did happen to their luck. And yes, their side of that bracket definitely helped them. I have to be honest. And they took advantage of it. Some of them, from a lucky perspective, I think their best game was against Netherlands. I really did. They actually played well against Netherlands, but in the final, like you said, Spain just was just a lot better. They knew what they wanted to do. They executed it well. Yes, England didn't defend well in the first half. I will give that to them. And but then again, which is what we talked about in our last video, there's a concern with the clinical aspect of that team, and the reason why is because they didn't just have a system. Sam, we'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts about that final?
Absolutely. Personally, it is sad. I want to see England win. But
No, I didn't come
soccer is
home. I
not
didn't come
about.
home.
It's not just about what you desire. Winning a trophy includes a lot of luck, a lot of
Mhm.
tactical, formation, and of course talent. England has got the luck, they've got the talent, but the formation queued them up until the final. So I'm with Ayo. Spain, by their resume, is the better team. The other thing that you also need to win, what I also saw clearly in the final, is you need a strong defense, and Spain has the most disciplined defense. When you mentioned they don't have all the five-star guys that the media is raving about, but they had discipline. They had a strong defense and they had discipline in the front. So attacking and defense, they got that right. England only got defense right. Attacking was not could be better up until the final. And you have I'm not mad about it because it's a problem that we saw. It's hard to fix while the tournament was going on. There could be some ways it could be mitigated, fixed, but England just didn't have the forward plan to take Spain down. So it is sad. It is what it is. They ran out of luck. Luck got them to where they were. And you mentioned that media earlier. In season, not in season, while the tournament was going on, the lower stages, they had a better side of the bracket. Because Spain took down France, they took down Germany. So I wish the luck has, got to extra time because England could have done better with a penalty, I believe. But again, it's not about luck only, it's about other things that I've mentioned. It's really sad, but I really think the boys should be proud of themselves. But right now, I think everybody should just celebrate. Well, not celebrate. Everybody should just cry a little bit and ultimately pick up the pieces and look for ways to improve.
Mhm. No, I agree with you. Ayo, you look like you had something in mind, especially when Sam
Oh,
mentioned about stars for
I
Spain. What
I
are your thoughts?
I I personally disagree with the idea that they don't have stars. Uh,
Ooh, tell us
I
more.
I so I've come to the conclusion throughout watching this tournament. I don't think I don't think England played badly in that game, especially Netherlands game, but I think they played close to their ceiling. I think that because we watch the Premier League all season, we have a very strong bias to the quality of some of these English players. And I tell you, like because the biggest of Spain actually beat England with two handicaps. So a big part of their game is vertical play. So they actually changed this season. Basically, that they don't recycle the ball a lot. They go fast, and a big part of this is Rodri in behind finding Pedri in what's it called between the lines. Cruz did the tournament a favor by getting rid of Pedri. What's it called? And Rodri could not. What's it called? Uh, I was livid that game. I was just like, how did he get away with that? Like, I think he only
No,
got a
and
yellow.
rightfully
Did he even get a
so.
yellow? I don't think he got a yellow.
No, it was a couple of other challenges that got him a yellow, but no, I was kind of bothered about that too.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
It wasn't
But
a challenge he necessarily had to make, but yeah,
yeah,
go
it
on.
was. I thought it should have been out of that game very early on. But Rodri finding that, and I think Pedri fit is miles better than what's it called than our number 11 in Foden. Miles better because Foden had all the opportunity to run that game, and I don't think he showed me anything that reaches the level of brilliance that I saw multiple times from Pedri. Was it called before he got injured? I don't think Declan Rice can wipe Rodri's shoes. Like, and you're now talking about like Nico Williams. Like, who is on our left? Who is on our left side that showed us anywhere close to his inventiveness and his brilliance on that wing? And they're not talking about Yamal that created his own chances. And then you now start throwing a little bit. And I think Morata, if you've been watching Atletico Madrid, he has been having a renaissance. Like, I think he's superior to Harry Kane, even though he has scored, what's it called, more goals
Harry
playing.
Kane for sure.
Yeah. And so like the question about these
So
teams
you never
was
like Harry Kane, so I mean that's
No, it's
fair.
not about
Okay.
like.
yeah.
It's not about like. I'll let Ayo finish and I'll jump back on his thoughts, which I
All right,
agree
well,
with. But yeah,
definitely,
Like the
definitely.
question about like us having more stars, I think we flatter to deceive. Like I saw Bellingham play well, just ineffective. I saw Foden play well, just ineffective. I saw Foden play well. I even saw Kane play well, but ineffective. Mhm. And to talk about all the other people that came on later, I have this feeling about Palmer, about Watkins. Is Arsenal, we have two players, Vieira and Rhys Nelson, right? Whenever the game is going from us, we bring them in and they look great in the last 20 minutes. And I think that is just a factor of the game state. Your opponents are tired, right? They're dropping back, they're more sloppy. You create more space, you have that little extra spark, and you create something. You start those two players at the beginning of the game, and you just cry. Mhm. And so it's like I see Palmer. I'm not really sure Palmer would have changed it as much as we'd like to think. I don't think more Walker, Watkins, past the moment of brilliance he showed at the end of that game would change as much as we'd like to believe like these players will. And so I really do think that this team might not be as good, at least yet. This is a caveat. Saka is 22 years old. Gordon is young. What's it called? Maino is only 22. What's it called? Like, so in 4 years, completely, it might be a complete different ball game. But I personally don't think. I think this is a peak of what they're capable of. Personally, yeah.
Good point, Sam. Your thoughts on that?
yes, I don't disagree at all. We mentioned this in one of our previous shows. The media comes into play. We, some of these England players, yes, five-star players in their individual clubs. Uh, but also at some point, we have to tell ourselves the truth. The media amplify these guys a lot. So when you look at them, you'll be like, oh, this guy can do all of these things. They produce all of these things. England boy. Um, but that doesn't dismiss the fact that they are talented. They are well known, quote unquote. When I said star earlier, that's what I mean. Um, But Spain on the other side, just like when you look at, I think it's Turkey. Was it Turkey that was just kept going as? Was it some other team in the Europe? They didn't have a lot of well named Ballon d'Or,
You were
you know,
Georgia.
Sunday
And Georgia too.
player.
Mhm.
Was it Georgia? Yeah, a couple of teams, and this is why
Turkey
I
played well
like these
too. Like the
tournaments. There's
Turkey
a lot of up.
is a good like Gula, and like he played really well in brief spurts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So my point is, yes, we have household names. Spain's don't have a lot of them. We have Rodri, and I like that you mentioned Morata. Morata is one of the key to Spain's success compared to Hurricane. It's not about not liking Hurricane. I know how you disagree, but when you
Oh no,
compare Spain
I
to
agree. I agree.
England
Marta was superior. Yeah. Mhm.
up front,
Mhm.
Morata was always causing trouble. Although he didn't play like 90 minutes on almost all the games, but whenever he's up there, he's causing more trouble. Our Hurricane wasn't like that. This is not about like or dislike. This is factual. When we lost the game yesterday, oh my God, I was pained, But we have to call a spade what a spade. So the reason England, I'll just say, the reason England didn't get to Hurricane would have lifted that trophy yesterday if the coach had the courage to put Hurricane on the bench a lot of times before now. If he had the courage to say, you know what, Kane, 50 minutes, that's it. I'm proud of him for taking him out like 60 minutes yesterday. I didn't see the second half. I was, upset honestly at that point. But come on, you, it's not about stars only. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of tactical tweaking that you have to do. Maybe you're a coach. If you want to lift the trophy, you have to bite the bullet. Take Harry Kane off. Bring in two forwards in this case. Because when you look at the first half, England was just defending like crazy. Both teams were careful. Second half, you gotta go at it. But
Yeah.
that's just my
I
thoughts. You didn't
I
ask for it.
personally think that no matter what England came up with, Spain had an answer. And we saw it throughout the game. They changed things, Spain adapted. Like I've never seen a team that can solve problems on the fly like Spain. Like and this is talking about like a technical floor of just understanding football. And this is something that I don't think other teams, even France. So I feel like England is most comparable to France, whereas the floor of talent is very high. Whereas that, like you can just like all of a sudden bring Thuram in, all of a sudden bring Dembele in, all of a sudden like bring really quality players. But in terms of just technical cohesion, and understanding how to manage a game, how to exploit what's it called, holes in another team's defense, like that technical floor. Like Roger was out and Zubimendi, Jesus Christ, I I don't know what I would give for Arsenal to get him. I don't know what I would give. I would give my arm to get him, but like he just came
Why
on,
must
and
Arsenal get everybody? Come
no,
on
him
now.
specifically.
Every
You
good
guys can get
person don't have
everybody
to
else.
go to Arsenal.
You can take everybody else.
No, Man United needs everybody else,
Yeah.
including
No
broken
kidding.
Messi.
Yeah. But we
No,
don't
no,
we
no.
don't have the players like these problem solvers. Like look at when Danny Olmo came out. Look at the thinking, the intelligence in his movement and his play and how he affected it. Like I think the closest we had to that was Mino, but he's just not quite ready. Like have you ever seen Whiplash, the movie?
Whiplash, tell us about it.
Oh, it's about this academy where for musicians go and learn. It's kind of like a school of arts, and
Okay.
this protege is a protege drummer. He goes into this because he knows that the best drummers coming from this school, and his instructor is a maniac, a psychopath, really. And it's about like what does it take to get success? Do you need to be a mad person, or are there other ways? But there's a scene called rushing or dragging. Basically, like he's not just quite on tempo, and let's
Hmm.
just say that it ends up with him getting slapped around by his by his by his, like it's very clear his teacher's not a good person, but he
Hmm.
wants to be the best. But Mino had that issue for me the entire game, where he just wasn't quite on tempo. Whereas especially in the final third, like either he's doing an action too fast or a little bit too slow, and the player goes offside. But at least he was making those movements. At least he was collecting the ball and he was keeping it. And you could just tell that his technical floor in terms of understanding of the game and where he needed to be in space, I think it was just really high. And credit to him, you guys have a good talent. But other than that, I didn't see any other player
I
that
agree.
for me came to that. Yeah. And Spain has them.
Yeah,
Just
I
bucket
agree.
load. Yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask you, Mide. We've kind of talked about this. I know you, as a coach now, what would you have
Mhm.
changed in let's beyond 60 minutes? Harry Kane comes up, Rodri is not in the game anymore. What would you have changed at that point? Yes, Cole Palmer. You just before Cole Palmer comes in, you know Harry Kane is gonna come out. Who do you bring in? What would you change?
That's a good question. From a coaching standpoint, again, these are symptoms to the problem of his selection even before the tournament started. Kane wasn't fit when the tournament started, and he's been stumbling the whole time through the tournament. Yes, that goal he scored, he was in the right place at the right time. Striker's instinct, right? That's why he's world class. But he wasn't fit. Personally, if I have to answer the question of that specific moment, because by the way, the issue was already happening before the tournament started, and I have different solutions to that, of course. I mean, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Go back to some of our videos we talked about when we're trying to fix England. We really talked about some of the solutions that we have done even prior to the tournament started. But at that point, Sam, one, I will have a plan B. That plan B would require two strikers. That plan B will have players like Palmer and, again, another reason why the formation even started with didn't make sense. So it's very difficult to have to change what he needed to do. But again, I will have brought in two strikers and Palmer. I will have brought in Watkins and Tony. Tell them to go up top because at that point Spain was already tired, right? They were holding on to the ball because they were getting tired and didn't want to lose it. Bring in Palmer, have the cross coming into those two players. Because what those two players will do, Tony will hold up the ball, allow Watkins to run behind the line and he'll play it to him, or play it to Cole Palmer, or play it to Saka on the other side, right? Watkins likes to play the ball on the ground. He likes combinations, he likes give and goes. Then I will put Bellingham behind them, basically switch to a 3-5-2. That's what I would do. That's the second decision I would do. Bringing those three players, play a different system that complements those three players that have come in. That was one of the reasons why they got the goal they had, because Palmer came in, stopped crossing, he played the ball through the open space that the Spanish defenders made, and that was one of the reasons why um, he played it to Bellingham. Bellingham held up the ball again. That's something Tony would have done. And then played it back to Palmer. Palmer found the space and shot the ball from outside of the box. That's what I would do. Because in that case, Spain would have had to go back. Then that would allow Foden or Bellingham, whoever he kept in line as a 10, behind those two strikers to start pulling the strings and start trying shots. Again, another reason why I would have taken Madison, because Madison has a wonderful rate accuracy of shooting outside of the box. But those would be my two solutions.
I don't see why Watkins didn't start that game. I don't see, I feel like whatever everything that the team, everything that we know about Bellingham, everything we know about Foden is about arriving late. That space is supposed to be there, and everything, even Palmer. That's why he was waiting. He also wants to arrive late, and so that gap must be created by some way of either. If you can't do it by technical ability, we must do it by running.
Yes, positional play.
Yeah, and I didn't see enough of that.
All right, please let us know your thoughts about that final. What did you like about what Spain did? What didn't you like about what England did? And maybe some solutions to what they can carry on from this tournament. Because again, this is the second time they've gone into a European final and lost. Something has to give, and they have to learn from that. Well, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to you all coming back for our next segment. Take care, amigos. See you all soon. Stay positive.
You guys.
See ya.